Whenever you see a built structure, I'm sure there is a work that was done by an engineer.
Why don't we form a federation of engineering association? And I said, Lydia, you better start organizing this, which I did. So we called the different engineering association. There were about 10. And we started to talk with one another that we will federate ourselves so that we can have a common objective on certain common ideas, common issues, common problems, common challenges that we can probably work together. For issues, we can discuss it in a forum like an association of federated engineers.
I see the opportunity for us, Philippine engineer, to be elevated into a global arena as a professional engineer at par with our foreign counterpart. One of my mission at that time, and give me some motivation to continue being a president or continue to be a member of PTC, is to elevate the status of Philippine engineer into a global status.
There's a milestone in PTC there during my term when we developed the competency standards for advanced level engineering, and we created a manual that is being used by assessing engineers who want to be APEC engineers and ASEAN engineers.
The major project that we had then was the hosting of CAFEO 25. Okay? That was an important event because it was the silver anniversary of the ASEAN Federation of Engineering Organizations, which was started in 1982, of course, with our Tita Lydia Tansinsin as president. The preparation for the CAFEO 25 was such a big task. We had to really make it very successful, of course, for the name of the PTC, and of course the Philippines as a wonderful host of the major event.
During my incumbency as president of PTC, I include industrial engineering because industrial engineering is not within the PRC engineering association that was involved in PRC. So because industrial engineering has their own examination in their own rank. They are not under PRC.
We are all very different persons, different organizations. There are 13 of us, and if we talk about 13 organizations, these are 13 different organizations. And I'm very proud that in spite of the diversity of what we believe in, what we do, we still find reasons to cooperate and work together for a common purpose. That common purpose being to level up the Filipino engineering professional qualifications and having it recognized internationally.
One classical example that really inspires me to move on, help working with PTC in regards to accreditation is at least two of our member engineers in the United States have been granted the professional engineering title by the respective boards of the state where they are practicing, the state of Nevada. Our APEC engineers were afforded without taking an examination, but only proving and giving the same documents, I believe, that they have submitted when they applied for registration in the APEC Engineering Registry. So the future of our Filipino professionals who have either migrated abroad but remains to be Filipino citizen, or those that are working abroad, will definitely benefit out of this accreditation system which the PTC is involved.
For PTC to be able to have their national engineering registry. Hopefully, it will really happen because as of now, we do not have a national engineering registry that will provide information about the skills of our engineers. This particular national engineering registry will really make a difference because other countries will just look at this registry to have the profiles of the engineers that we have.
Challenges in the ACVET is to be able to make these different schools, especially the engineering programs, that we are not doing accreditation to look at to criticize them, but to help them develop and make their programs more, I would say, inclined with the different local and international standards so that we can compete globally.
I could see that we could achieve a lot of things to teamwork and cooperation. As an engineer, I could see that we could achieve a lot in terms of directing the general public, in terms of having the Philippines. Because, if you look at the growth of the Philippines, it has been a long process. And I could see us graduating to the next level, from the third world to the first world, only if we harness a directed effort, probably an engineered effort.
What makes me proud is just plain and simple. People within PTC, officers, are easy to talk with, and they are of helping hand to each other. And that makes an organization a different one. Unified as one and cooperate as one in order to achieve its goal collaboratively. For the 40th anniversary of PTC, unity and diversity mixed with collaboration, we go on global competitiveness, that we achieve our goals towards excellence, commitment, and collaboration across the different engineering disciplines.
The engineers should really be cooperating with one another, especially now that the engineering discipline is becoming expanded.
PTC has been established for purposes intended to promote our engineering professions. We are able to develop ourselves and achieve levels of competencies that will enable us to contribute. Look at this mission of PTC, and if you find that you're ready to give back, then come and help us make our mission a reality, our vision a reality. For all of us, for all engineering professionals, Filipino engineering professionals, orientation they have, whatever belief they have, we believe that together we can do it. Kapwa ininiero, mga professional, sana po, join us at PTC.
Isang bayan, makulay ang pinagmulan. Bagong bayani ang taglay niyang kayamanan. Tanyag dahil pagbabago'y mapayapang pinaglaban. Isang perlas kung saan sumisikat ang araw. Nakilala ng mundo, katapangan mo at kabutihan ng iyong puso. Ipagpatuloy mo, adhikain ng mga bayaning nagbuwis ng buhay para sa iyo. Muling buhayin ang alab at ninas ng pag-ibig mo. Iwagayway pandilang sa gisag ng dangal, ng tapang at ng kalayaan mo. Ipakita sa mundo ang tiwang makabayang nasa puso't isip mo. Ika'y isang lahing pinakala ng may kapal. Katatagan at tapang mo'y inubog ng kasaysayan. Sa katapatan mo, karangalan ng iyong lipin ay itatanghal. Kahit saan pa man, taas noo kang hahakbang. Pilipino ka, huwarang ng paglilingkod. Sa mundo'y siyang gabay.
Saan mang panig ng mundo, laging nangatangking galing mo at talino.
At tunatunayan mo sa bayanihan at pagkakaisa'y makakamtang lahat pangarap mo. Muling buhayin ang alab at ningas ng pag-ibig mo. Iwagayway pandilang sa gisag ng dangal, ng tapang at ang kalayaan mo. lahat mararating. Sa pagsisikap mo, ika'y magniningning. Kahit isang langit pinagpala ng may kapal, katatagan at tapang mo'y hinubog ng kasaysayan. Sa katapatan mo, karangalan ng iyong libin ay tatangan. Kahit saan pa man, taas noo kang Pilipino ka. Pilipino ka. Pilipino ka. Pilipino ka. Pilipino ka. Kawalan ng pag-ibig ko. Sa mundo'y siyang
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Just to ensure a smooth conduct of our conferment ceremony this afternoon, we would like to request our guests to please rename your display name on Zoom right now, following the format that is being used by almost everybody. So it's affiliation or the organization where you are affiliated dash your full name. So for example, ISEPQ, that stands for Qatar. So ISEP Qatar dash the name of the person or the individual. Now for those who are connected with PTC, I believe they've already done so. So that's perfect. It's PTC dash and the name of the individual. So once again, especially to our conferees, we would like to request that you follow the format for the display name on Zoom. So once again, it's organization dash your full name. Also, we would like you to use our virtual background. Let us use the virtual background that's already posted in our chat pane. So please check our chat box right now. Engineer or Governor Kensley Manese posted the virtual background, the official virtual background that we ought to use later on. So we will begin in a short while. Thank you.
وقال ربكم ادعوني استجب لكم آمين يا الله يا رب العالمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين
Keimanan sikuna idayanko untuk mapiasa ini nangno langit tau tanah aurang tau lagi ni nang tertulus ni kau si kunati madang hidayanku mapiaka si kunati madang hidayanku mapiaka
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is thy kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever.
Kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, telas na silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hiniraw, tuyak ka ng
Good afternoon, Philippines, and good morning to all of our attendees coming from the Middle East. Mabuhay, and we welcome all of you to the ASEAN Engineering Registry Conferment Ceremony brought to us by the Philippine Technological Council in collaboration with the PTC International Relations Committee and the Institute of Electronics Engineers of the Philippines. This event is, of course, hosted by ISEP Qatar and ISEP Singapore. My name is Engineer Tanya Osorio, and I'll be your host for today's Conferment Rites. So this is truly a momentous and a pivotal occasion as we will witness our honorees being conferred with the inviolable ASEAN Engineering and Associate ASEAN Engineering Professions, and of course become members of the ASEAN Engineering Registries and be practicing engineers within the ASEAN countries. Now that is truly a professional milestone worthy of recognition. And speaking of recognition, let us start off our program with an acknowledgement and recognition of our honorable dignitaries, officials, and our distinguished VIPs. To give us his welcome remarks and due recognition to our guests, allow me to introduce this gentleman. Our speaker is a graduate of BS Electronics and Communications Engineering and Master of Engineering from University of San Carlos in Cebu City and has more than 20 years of professional working experience in the field of electronics engineering that includes 10 plus years in project management in Qatar and 10 plus years in the academe teaching engineering and mathematics subjects in the Philippines. He is a professional electronics engineer, an ASEAN chartered professional engineer, an ASEAN engineer, and a registered engineer by both Ministry of Municipalities and Environment, Engineering and Consulting Offices Accrediting Committee, and General Directorate of Civil Defense in Qatar. In terms of leadership, he is a co-founder, 2015 governor, and advisor of ISEP Qatar. Also, he is the Chief Technology Officer and co-founder of Global Artifacts Technologies based in Cebu, Philippines. He is the 2018 Outstanding Electronics Engineer of the Year awardee given by ISEP Incorporated and a recipient of the 2019 Outstanding Professional of the Year award in the field of electronics engineering, which is the highest award bestowed upon a professional by the Professional Commission Regulation. In ISEP currently, he is the chairman of the Technical Development Committee, co-chairman of the Electronics Engineering Code Subcommittee for Auxiliary Systems, and the chairman of the CCTV Code Technical Working Group. Currently, he is the president of the Philippine Professional Organization in Qatar. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Engineer Adonis Q. Talabo.
Hello everyone. Grabe naman yung introduction. Totohanan din. Thank you for that, Engineer Tanya M. Osorio, for that very kind introduction. Parang ako ang ika-confer. My highest respect to our labor attaché in Qatar, Honorable Adam Musa. Equally respected PTC President, Engineer Federico A. Monsada, PTC Country Registrar and PTC IRC Chairman, Engineer Romulo R. Agatep, PTC Founding President and Senior Advisor, Dr. Lydia G. Tansinsin, PTC Past Presidents, Engineer Augusto C. Sulaiman, Engineer Enrico C. Nera, and PTC MENA Presidential Advisor, Engineer Tracy T. Bustamante, VP for Internal Affairs, Engineer Elpidio C. Carlota, former Secretary, Dr. Robert S. Licop, Alternate Country Registrar, Engineer Ornan S. Vicente, Energy Committee Chair, Dr. Florigo C. Varuna, PTC MENA Deputy Presidential Advisor, Engineer Roy L. Bakiran, ICEP National President, Dr. Michelle D. Lawas, and Engineer Jess BP for internal, and all other BODs. ICEP governors, Engineer Kensley, Engineer Arnie, Engineer Paulo, Engineer Melvin, Engineer Rinan, and of course, our number one MC or host, Ma'am Tanya. ICEP officers, guests, friends, visitors, and most importantly, our conferees, good afternoon. I don't know if I'm the right person to welcome you all, pero andito na to. But anyway, I am excited to see you, our dear conferees, to be conferred with the title ASEAN Engineer or Associate ASEAN Engineer. You are now a recognized engineer by 10 member countries. This is a manifestation that you are globally competitive engineers. But please note that along with your conferment comes a responsibility. To the families of late Engineer Ronald M. Esguerra, a good friend of mine, and Engineer Anthony C. Galion, hindi man nila naabutan to, but this is a legacy that these two global engineers will leave to your families. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the host chapters represented by Engineer Kensley Manasi of ICEP Qatar and Engineer Paulo Lalaguna of ICEP Singapore for the job well done. And of course, to our ICEP National President, Dr. Michelle De Lawas, for making this event possible. Again, congratulations to all conferees and to your family as well. Welcome everyone to ASEAN Engineering Register Conferment Ceremony. Mabuhay ang PTC at mabuhay ang inhinyerong Pilipino.
Thank you so much, Engineer Talabo, for welcoming our guests, our honorees, and our dignitaries. Now to give us the opening remarks. It's an absolute honor to bring to the spotlight another reputable gentleman. Our speaker has been practicing as a professional civil engineer for over 30 years, half of which is gained in practicing professionally here in the Philippines, and the other half is spent in the Middle East, specifically in Saudi Arabia. He is an expert in structural engineering and design and construction management in oil and gas industry. He completed his BS in civil engineering in April 1989 at Mindanao State University, Marawi campus. While in the Middle East, he founded the Association of Structural Engineers of the Philippines in 2009, and he chaired the Philippine Council of Engineers and Architects for 2 years, from 2018 to 2019. He was appointed as the Presidential Advisor and Coordinator for the PTC Middle East and North Africa Affairs from 2014 to the present. He became an ASEAN engineer in 2014 and was conferred as an honorary fellow of ASEAN Federation of Engineering Organizations in 2019 and got his APEC engineer title in 2018. To deliver the opening remarks, please welcome the current Presidential Advisor and Coordinator for the PTC Middle East and North Africa Affairs and a member of the PTC International Relations Committee, Engineer Trece T. Bustamante.
Wow, huh? Wow, that was very astounding information again. Thank you, Ma'am Tanya. You are so nice with your hair like that. And for everyone, it was an appalling introduction, so I would really say for the MC, thank you very much. Yes, good afternoon, Philippines. Good morning, Middle East. Those who are my friends before and still friends right now. This event is really very interesting because it talks about international recognition. And what we mean by international recognition is always about how we were thinking about it long, long before. It is about how we avail on it. It is about something that it was just a word having, by which because of the word having, we do our part, we do rigorous preparation of the documents in order to have a so-called accredited engineering program backed up by a demonstrative life of experiences by which it is called your competences. And today you have it all. Knowing that this is about conferment, we do believe that everyone should be encouraged that having obtained all these things, you are now a truly international practitioner, which is called Asian engineer, or others call it associate Asian engineer. Today, we will witness a very, very, very exciting event for everyone. Let us all acknowledge that this conferment is formally open. Back to you, Ma'am Tanya.
Thank you so much, Engineer Bustamante, for the remarkable and wonderful opening address. Thank you once again, sir. So as an electronics engineering practitioners, to be able to upgrade into advanced engineering status is what Engineer Bustamante mentioned. That is truly a tremendous achievement. And today, we are very fortunate to be in the presence of a well-respected dignitary and key engineering organization officials. Our esteemed guests who advocate for the practice of the engineering profession would like to convey a message addressed primarily to our conferees. To introduce our first VIP, may I call on the current ISEP Singapore Governor, Engineer Arnie Gonzalez.
Thank you, Gov Tanya. To introduce our first speaker, she obtained her bachelor's degree in electronics engineering at the University of Southeastern Philippines, her master's degree major in electronics engineering on the same university, and earned her Doctor of Engineering major in robotics at the Mindanao State University Iligan Institute of Technology. She is currently the Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs in Mindanao State University, General Santos City, the Director for Accrediting Agency of Chartered Colleges and Universities in the Philippines, and the Coordinator for the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, Soxargen Region. She is a regular member of the Institute of Electronics Engineers of the Philippines and a professional electronics engineer. She served as the governor for ISEP Soxargen from 2014 to 2017, ISEP National Vice President for Education and Student Affairs from 2019 to 2020, and currently our ISEP National President. She is also the current chairman of the Electronics Engineer of the Philippines Foundation and the current secretary of the Philippine Technological Council. Ladies and gentlemen, help me in welcoming our esteemed ISEP National President, Dr. Michelle D. Lawas. Ma'am?
Thank you so much, Engineer Arnie Gonzalez, and thank you for that wonderful introduction. Of course, to the National Board of Directors and Officers and the local foreign chapter governors, especially to the officers of this ASEAN Engineering Registry, virtual conferment host chapters, Singapore and Qatar, and of course to Engineer Adonis Talabo, the ISEP Qatar advisor, our valued members, as well as to our guest, from the PTC MENA Presidential Advisor and Overall Coordinator, Engineer Tracy Bustamante, My courtesy and respect to the Philippine Labor Attaché of the State of Qatar, Honorable Adam Musa, and to the Philippine Technological Council President, Engineer Federico Munsada, and Engineer Romulo Agatep, our PTC country registrar, other PTC committees, to conferees from different chapters, local and foreign, including the organizations our fellows represent, and to all the Filipino engineers. A safe day, whichever time zone you are in this world. Institute of Electronics Engineers of the Philippines actually is fortunate to have met everyone here today in the crossroads of the pandemic, when everyone is scrambling to get back on their feet because of the effects of COVID-19. We are here creating history as the driving force of digital transformation. This activity is a first-time close collaboration between the PTC and the ISEP Inc. through ISEP Singapore and ISEP Qatar. No other time in history was our professions encouraged to make change as it is today. Ours is a collective effort among standardization bodies and professional development organizations in establishing benchmarks for innovation and progress amid the new normal. It begs us to ask our right questions. Are we prepared? And what does it take to sustain the growth for us to build back better? Indeed, from many fronts, ISEP and the rest of the electronics engineering community have been constantly engaging stakeholders to develop programs and activities to cater to the needs of the general membership and the communities where we are present. For us to be full-fledged frontliners, we must take a step back and assess our core competencies to ensure that our skills are continually strengthened and challenges are kept addressed. The evolving situation is but another milestone we must rise above. And to do that, we must spread our wings and flutter graciously across the skies. This is akin to professional development, where our contributions do not merely reflect our personal aspirations, but of a mutually shared objective for national growth and development. We have a resilient culture, one that is characterized by the shared appreciation of priorities, driven by innovation, fueled by technology, and powered by electronics engineering industry we are all part of. For us to prosper, we must meet national demands through local expertise, harmonizing strategies, and cultivating the new generation in preparation for new normals of the future. This emerging move is a necessary step we all must take for our continued relevance and leadership in the information and communications technology arena amid the landscape of development and sustainable progress. ISEP is one with PTC in developing and advancing engineering professionals toward the recognition of Filipino engineers. With this, allow me to greet and extend to everyone the sincerest appreciation and congratulations for all your achievements, for yourself, your family, and the Filipino nation. Mabuhay po tayong lahat. Salamat.
What a profound message from the ISEP National President. Thank you so much, Dr. Michelle Lawas. Ma'am, kindly stay on the spotlight as we award you the certificate. Certificate of Appreciation is hereby awarded to Dr. Michelle D. Lawas in appreciation of her valuable contribution to the Institute as honored speaker during the ASEAN Engineering Conferment ceremony hosted by ISEP Qatar and Singapore chapters, given this 9th day of July 2021 via Zoom video conference. Signed, Engineer Kensley Manese, ISEP Qatar Governor. ISEP Singapore Governor, Engineer Arnie C. Gonzalez. The PTC President, Engineer Federico A. Monsada, and the Chairman of the PTC IRC, Engineer Romulo R. Agatep. Ma'am, please accept this sincere award.
Okay, thank you so much, Engineer Tanya, and thank you so much, PTC.
Thank you once again. So that was Dr. Michelle D. Lawas. Moving right along for the message from our second speaker. To introduce him, may I call on the Vice Governor for External Affairs of ISEP Singapore, Engineer Leia S. Lawan.
Thank you, Engineer Tanya. And to introduce our next speaker for this afternoon, a professional metallurgical engineer and a general engineering executive with over 40 years of operational and corporate management experience in the heavy metals industry. He is a co-founder of KSEE and a co-chair of the Accreditation and Certification Board for Engineering and Technology. He is a lead person in the Philippine quest for membership to international recognition bodies like the Washington Accord FEIAP Engineering Education Guidelines. He was a former board examiner of the Professional Regulation Commission, a former chair of the ASEAN Federation of Engineering Organizations, a chair of the APEC Engineer Register Philippine National Monitoring Committee, a member of the ASEAN Chartered Professional Engineer Register Philippine National Monitoring Committee. He's a member of CHED's Technical Panel for Engineering and Technology and the Coordinating Council of Accreditation. Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow engineers, I am so honored to present to you the President of the Philippine Technological Council, Engineer Federico A. Monsada. Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Leah. Good afternoon to all of you. Good morning to all of you there in Qatar and the many parts of Saudi, Middle East rather. First of all, I would like to greet and recognize our ISEP National President, Dr. Michelle Lawas. Of course, our founding president, Dr. Lydia Tansinsin, our PTC country registrar, and the chairman of the International Relations Committee, Engineer Romulo Agatep, the different the members of the MENA Affairs Group of PTC, headed by Teresa Bustamante. I think I see here Roy Bakiran. I don't know who the others who are here now. Of course, the National Board of ISEP. I think there are some of them here now. And the governor of ISEP Singapore, the governor of ISEP Qatar. Thank you very much for working with us on this conferment. And of course, the presidents of the different chapters involved in this conferment ceremony. Thank you for coming and being here with us today in this very important and very momentous event, especially for the conference. As stated by President Michelle, we are now in a stage where you are going to expand your horizon, see beyond your usual horizon. However, you will be bringing with you this time, you will be bringing with you our, I will not use the term blessing, but it is sort of like that you are now and you are about to become and be conferred as ASEAN engineers. But beyond the conferment, I think there are a lot of things that you should understand. Of course, later on, Engineer Romulo Agatep, Engineer Agatep, our country registrar, will be laying down the things that you as an ASEAN engineer should be, assuming responsibility for. But for me, I think What I can say at the moment is while you will be flying, soaring high with your ASEAN engineering titles, a proof of recognition of your qualifications, we at PTC would like to go a little bit further and stay on the line and stay ahead, seeing opportunities not only for electronic engineers, but for all engineering professionals. And when I say engineering professionals, we are also talking about engineers. We are talking about technologists as well as technicians. This is the role that PTC has afforded itself, and we are very happy that it is part of our advocacy, and it has been part of advocacy of the council members of PTC, including, of course, ISEP. And we would like to pursue these commitments to be able to achieve more recognition for all of us Filipino engineering professionals. And I would like to show you, therefore, on that context, I would like to show you a very short slide that I have prepared for this purpose. Okay. So let me share. We are always, pushing. Since 2014, we have pushed engineering registration in the Middle East. When we first came, I went to Bahrain and meet with different disciplines. And there, at that time, we started bringing to fore the concept of engineers registration in the APEC as well as in the ASEAN context. But why are we doing this? Why are we spending time doing this? It is simply because we would like to make sure that everyone has the mobility in terms not only of physical mobility, but also of virtual mobility. And when we talk about mobility, this is not just traveling, this is not just going where we really would like to go, but traveling, of course, moving with your ability to provide the kind of engineering services that consumers or customers may avail from you at any given time, at anywhere. Okay. And this is real or virtual. Today, we have been afforded the ability to provide engineering services virtually. However, to be able to do this, we need to have, our qualifications recognized by those who will, avail of our engineering services. And recognition of qualifications or recognition of our ability to provide engineering services is underpinned by the acceptance of our competence. Acceptance of our competence to be able to do the job. And of course, also by the academic achievement that we have behind us. Okay. But I would like to show you that the academic achievement that we know, like even in my time when I was a student, that I got a grade of 1 or I got a grade of 3, I passed the course. Eventually, I completed 181 units and I'm already a graduate. But today, I would like to emphasize the fact that today, part of PTC's advocacy is to look for the graduate attributes of a true engineer who can provide the kind of service engineering service needed by consumers, even if he is a new graduate or he is a new entrant to practice of engineering. And this is precisely the requirements, in fact, for the recognition of that ability to provide engineering service. So, but for us to be able to, testify for and in your behalf to recognition bodies or to even consumers. When I say consumers, like for example, somebody wrote us a letter, is this fellow, is this lady, or is this guy qualified to become a chartered engineer in Australia? So that in fact, by itself, if you write a positive letter, then it becomes a letter of recognition, a letter of endorsement. Therefore, we are recognizing that qualification of that person. However, as a matter of, formalizing all of this, that was the reason why we have ASEAN engineers or even APEC engineers. And that requires registration, which you have undergone up to this time. You have undergone submission of documents showing your competence and even the attributes that you possess. Okay. So it's registration, and in the case of engineering programs, accreditation. But we have to change mindset, and this is one of the things that I would like to highlight during this conferment. When you become an ASEAN engineer, I hope part of that becoming is a change of mindset, that you are not an ASEAN engineer simply because you meet the requirements. I hope you are an ASEAN engineer because you have, extensively exceeded the requirements, and that we saw in you the ability and the willingness and the commitment to further that qualifications. And so therefore, changing mindsets, alignment in diversity, achieving substantial equivalence of our qualifications to the benchmark of registration. So changing our perception, our concept of what is a advanced level engineer. I hope that you will be with us in exceeding the requirements that are needed for us for registration into this register. But after all is said and done, it is really the trust and confidence that we have in what you have proven as your competence, your capabilities to be able to handle services with, of course, with excellent results, if I may use the term excellent. It is a trust and confidence that what we have done, our assessment and evaluation procedure has brought out the best in you. And so therefore, we can testify in your behalf through the certification that we will be giving, through the medallion that we will be giving you. We have that trust and confidence that indeed you are ASEAN engineer or ASEAN technologist or ASEAN technician. Okay. The trust and confidence, we are aiming to transfer this trust and confidence and create this trust and confidence among stakeholders, among clients, among employers, among governments, such that eventually, because of that, eventually you will have the kind of ability that you so desire. And of course, that we are pursuing as well. So perhaps on a very fast note, I would like you to look at this. Okay? When a student enters Normally, he graduates at point B in time. He graduates from the program. And as I've said a while ago, if I complete 181 units, which is enough to complete my bachelor's degree with a grade of 3.0, that means barely passing, then I am a graduate. I'm supposed to be an engineer even without taking any examination after that, if we have a trust in our university. So today, PTC makes sure, and we are helping our institution, our universities, to make sure that students who graduate at point B in time have the kind of attributes called graduate attributes or student outcomes that will make them really qualify to enter practice wherever they may be. When I say wherever they may be, they have the kind of graduate attributes that will enable them to enter practice, get that qualifications recognized by countries where our graduates would like to work. Okay. This is one of the work that PTC is doing, which we call accreditation of educational programs. Okay. Why is this important to us and hopefully to you? Because the graduate attributes become the foundation of you to build professional competence. Of course, you have gone through, perhaps you have gone through this curve, okay, which you have done it through training and on-the-job experience. And I have seen your documents that you have proven that you have undertaken training as well as on-the-job experience, such that at some point in time, you are qualified. At this point in time, you are qualified to register in either a national registration or at some point D in time, you have achieved that degree of competence that will enable you to do independent practice. That means your competence enables you to make decisions, to make judgments, not only for yourself, but for your clients and for your employers, which therefore demand professional competencies that may apply to international registration bodies, like the APEC engineer, the ASEAN engineer, the ASEAN Chartered Professional Engineer, or even the International Professional Engineer Register. Ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what PTC would like to do. This is what PTC is doing, and this is what we hope you will be pursuing eventually, to have that qualifications built from a truly acceptable, set of graduate attributes, building the professional competencies that will truly become, to me, characteristic of a true Black Filipino, internationally branded Filipino engineering professional. And this is because you have the competencies, you continue to improve on the competencies, you continue to accumulate the competencies that will differentiate you from the rest. And this is, growing. We hope that with accreditation and with registration that we are doing, we are now ready to develop the very core of our engineering expertise in the Philippines, and of course elsewhere in the world where Filipino engineering professionals like yourselves are. And what then is the way forward? We are going to continue with the accreditation of engineering programs. We would like, as a commitment, we would like to expand this recognition even at entry level. And you, as the new ambassador, if I will use the term ambassadors of ASEAN or advanced level engineering, you can do a lot of work along this slide as well. Go back to your universities, go back to your alma mater and help them with your expertise. They should be able to level up their engineering programs such that those aspiring young engineers who will graduate from that program from which you graduated will immediately have the kind of qualification that will enable them to enter practice wherever they wish to. Of course, registration, it is a commitment of PTC to expand further the areas or the jurisdictions where recognition of your qualifications may be had. Expand international membership to recognition bodies like the International Professional Engineers Agreement, and hopefully you will follow us immediately thereafter when we are there. Because we would like to promote the kind of engineering that Filipinos have. Sabi nga nila, this is a very personal touch kind of engineering. And the recognition of your individual qualifications. This is exactly what we are aiming for. And in this particular part of advocacy of PPC, you as the new ASEAN engineer, of course, some of you have been approved a lot earlier than those who were approved in 2020. But we are expecting as ASEAN engineers, you will bring with you others as well into this, fraternity of ASEAN engineers or APEC engineers, where we will all together, hand in hand, collectively, brand that Filipino engineering capability. So with that, I would like to, congratulate everyone, congratulate your family for reaching this milestone in your professional life. As I have said time and again, being an ASEAN engineer does not stop with a certificate. Lifelong learning is very important. Helping others is as important as you yourself advancing yourself. And we hope that as ambassadors of advanced level engineering, you will do what our volunteers in PTC MENA and many other places are doing. Promote the kind of Filipino engineering that we have, advance ourselves continually, and make sure that you share it with others. Again, congratulations and magandang umaga sa inyong lahat dyan sa Middle East at magandang hapon sa lahat ng andito sa Asia. Thank you and good afternoon.
Many thanks to the PTC President, Federico A. Monsada, Engineer Fred, that is the coach Fred. When you become an ASEAN engineer, part of that is a change of mindset. Yeah, and so you are not an ASEAN engineer because merely of your requirements. You are an ASEAN engineer because you have extensively surpassed what is required. You have the ability, the willingness, and the commitment to further that qualification and, of course, fulfill what is expected of you as an ASEAN engineer. Thank you so much once again, Sir Fred, for the very stimulating and insightful talk. So would you please join me once again in the spotlight as we express our gratitude through this certificate. Sir Fred, the certificate of appreciation is hereby awarded to you in appreciation of your invaluable contribution to the Institute as honored speaker during the ASEAN Engineering Conferment ceremony hosted by ISEP Qatar and Singapore chapters. This is given on 9th day of July 2021 via Zoom, signed by the two governors, ISEP Qatar Governor Engineer Kensley Manesse and ISEP Singapore Governor Engineer Arnie Gonzalez. Of course, it's also signed by the PTC IRC Chairman Engineer Romulo R. Agatep, and of course, the President of ISEP National, Dr. Michelle D. Lawa. Sir Fred, please accept this certificate. Mabuhay po kayo, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome, Sir Fred. And finally, let us now hear an important message from our honored guest, who will be introduced by the Governor of ISEP Qatar, Engineer Kensley Armon F. Manesse. Sir?
Thank you, Gov Tanya. Is my audio clear? Just to check.
Perfect.
Hello? Okay, thank you. So good afternoon and good morning, everyone, wherever you are. It's my honor to introduce to you today our guest speaker. He has over 30 years in government services, extensive experience in frontline services, crisis and disaster management, wide exposure in conflict zones, repatriation, evacuation, and relocation of workers, continuous exposure in mediation, conciliation, and negotiation, experience in migration, reintegration, and community development, exposure in the Middle East, Africa, and European labor markets environment. He has a bachelor's degree of arts in political science in 1988 from Western Mindanao State University, as well as Bachelor of Laws in 1992 with the same university. A master in public administration from Basilan State College in 2004, and he became labor attaché and head of Polo in Libya, Greece, Cyprus, Riyadh, Al-Khobar, Jeddah, and currently our labor attaché and head of Polo here in Doha, Qatar. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Adam A. Musa.
Ceremony for ASEAN Filipino engineers. I wish to extend my congratulations to IECEP Qatar chapter for this momentous occasion. As I would like also to extend my greetings to the Philippine Technological Council and the Institute of Electronics Engineers of the Philippines Incorporated. Time and again, the Filipino engineers has proven its professionalism and dedication to work. Our Filipino engineers has been contributing to the economy and to the progress of the country where they are working in. Indeed, it has been an important achievement of our people in our Filipino workforce. The Filipino engineers is indeed the pride of each and every one overseas Filipino workers all over the world. Maraming salamat at mabuhay tayo.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the labor attaché to the state of Qatar, the Honorable Adam A. Musa. The Institute would like to award the certificate of appreciation to the Honorable Adam Musa. The certificate I'm going to read the certificate of appreciation, and it states, certificate of appreciation is hereby awarded to Honorable Adam A. Musa in appreciation of his valuable contribution to the Institute as an honored speaker during the ASEAN Engineering Conferment ceremony hosted by ISEP Qatar and Singapore chapters, given this 9th day of July 2021 via Zoom video conference. Signed, Engineer Kensley Armon Manesse, Governor of ISEP Qatar, Engineer Arnie Gonzalez, Governor of ISEP Singapore, Engineer Federico A. Monsada, the PTC President, and of course, the ISEP National President, Dr. Michelle D. Lawas. So once again, we would like to thank Honorable Musa for your words of felicitation. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just heard some complimentary, thought-provoking, stimulating, and inspiring messages from the Honorable Adam Musa, Engineer Federico Mansada, and Dr. Michelle D. Lawas. Once again, to our three valued speakers, our sincerest gratitude for your nobility and presence. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay po kayong tatlo. So at this point in time, we are now going to proceed with the actual conferment ceremony. To our virtual audience, let us give our utmost respect and undivided attention as we will be witnessing the formal conferment of our new ASEAN engineers and associate ASEAN engineers. Now, to ensure the seamless conduct of the conferment, we request our conferees or honorees to please turn on your cameras to be recognized accordingly. Again, I would like to reiterate, we would like to request our conferees to please turn on your cameras to be recognized accordingly. Now, before our conferees take their solemn oath of membership, our 13 conferees shall be properly charged first with the responsibility tied along with the professions they will be sworn in. To charge our conferees, let us welcome the 1994 and 2009 ISEP National President and the Chairman of the PTC International Relations Committee, and of course, he is the Country Engineering Registrar. Conferees and guests, please join me in welcoming Engineer Romulo Ramos Agatep. Sir Romy? Sir, I think you are on mute and we cannot hear you.
Yung headset or mic, Sir Romy.
Meron pa rin?
Yan,
Can you hear me now?
That's perfect.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Okay, so, good afternoon to the Labor Attaché, Adam Musa, of course, to the ISEP National President, President Michelle and his Board of Directors present today. All the ISEP Governor are present. The PTC MENA, headed by Teresa Bustamante. Of course, the PTC IRC, the organizing committee, all the guests and families of all these conferees, to the conferees. Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat at magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. The conferment is the first, no? And to become a full-fledged ASEAN engineer. This is the first stage, becoming a full-fledged ASEAN engineers. And the professional registration with PTC, upon putting your name in the engineering register, the PTC provides you with an internationally recognized standard and for competence and commitment, giving the public, the employers, and clients confidence in your engineering skills. So, what is conferment? Now, what are the things you have to do when you are being conferred? Now, of course, it goes under a process. You still have to go the charging, which has become we're doing it every conferment. Of course, we have the oath of office. We have the pinning ceremony and the putting of the sash, and of course, the giving the medallion and the certificates. No. So, what is conferment? because these are always being asked why you have to go undergo this routine, no? The conferment, the charging, and all the stuff. See, the conferment is an act of giving you the official title as an ASEAN engineer. It is a celebration that you attain a degree of advantage being conferred the title of ASEAN engineer. And after you've been all these steps, you can put the title ASEAN engineer before your name or after your name. So why charging? So why do undergo charging? No? As Gov Tanya said a while ago, charging serves as a reminder of the basic principle that an ASEAN engineer goes by and stand for. It is to appraise you about the duties and responsibilities being in the engineering registers. Then, of course, the oath of office, no? You're taking the oath of office, the oath taking, we say oath taking, or taking your oath. So why do we take our oath? You know, oath is a solemn process, solemn promise regarding your future actions and behavior. The words you will say as you take your oath is binding, is a binding contract to hold you accountable of your ethical actions, your behavior, and ultimately your decisions. When you say, I do solemnly swear, it is your personal commitment to uphold the basic principle that an engineer in the engineering register goes by and stand for. Taking the oath signifies the official start of your being in the engineering register, the start of your commitment to the duties and responsibilities and obligation associated being in the engineering register. So then pinning, no? Then we have the pinning ceremony. Pinning ceremony is just a symbolic welcoming of the newly conferred ASEAN engineer or associate ASEAN engineer and all the engineering grades that you applied for. It also signifies, your acknowledgement and acceptance of your duties and responsibility being in the engineering register. Then, of course, the SAS that will be put in you after the pinning is a symbol of distinction, an honor, an achievement, or an award. So then, of course, you'll be getting the medal and the certificate. It is the proof of your achievement that you possess the necessary competence to be in the engineering register and that your competence is being benchmarked internationally. So are you now ready to be charged as a ASEAN engineer, associate ASEAN engineer, technologist or technician? Okay, so please listen carefully. Please listen intently while you are being charged. So those who have their SAS on, please put your SAS. Now all the ASEAN engineers that attending today, if you have the SAS. And please listen intently on the charging. Okay. Your admission to the engineering register is based on your qualification and experience in your field of specialization. It's also based on the premise that you are in sympathy with the ASEAN Engineering Register mission and vision, and is prepared to help the ASEAN Engineering Register in translating those mission and vision into realities. Being in the engineering register is an honor and privilege, but it involves corresponding duties and obligation. You should remember Being in the engineering register is not just an additional page in your curriculum vitae. Those responsible getting you into an engineering register expect something from you, and you will be judged on what you have done or what you have not done. I must remind you, as an ASEAN engineer, you are required to practice only within the limits of your competency. You are to demonstrate a personal commitment to professional standards, recognizing obligation to society, the profession, and the environment. In the practice of your profession, you must be guided always by the code of ethics and conduct, honesty, justice, and courtesy. You must recognize such a standard, not in passive observance, but as a dynamic principle guiding your conduct and way of life. The keystone of professional conduct is integrity. Hence, it is your responsibility to discharge your duties with fidelity to the public, to your employers, and clients, with fairness and impartiality to all. It is your duty to interest yourself in public welfare and be ready to apply your special knowledge for the benefit of your fellow men. You should uphold the honor and dignity of your profession. Avoid association with any enterprise, people of questionable character, and in your dealings with your fellow engineers, you should be fair and tolerant. You have to undergo a continuing professional development at a satisfactory level and maintain a record of your CPD for audit purposes. And lastly, you must submit a certified independent engineering practice report during the last 3 years or more as required. Being in the engineering register, something more has been done than merely being in the register. You have been made ambassador of the ASEAN engineer ideals. Those who know you will judge the ASEAN engineer by your conduct. You are expected to guide those who like to be in the register to become an ASEAN engineer. Let me remind you of 2 virtues if you are in the register. One is involvement, and the other is commitment. Involvement means being at the forefront and center of the PTC program or the program or your association of your professional organization, not being in the receiving end and watching from the sidelines. And commitment means accepting added responsibilities when your participation and services are being tapped by your organization or by the Philippine Technological Council in the fulfillments of its mission and advocacy. If you think you cannot live up to the above mentioned requirements, you can relinquish the position. Now may I ask you, are you ready to be conferred as ASEAN engineer or associate engineer and be in the engineering register? And of course, with the challenges and responsibilities that goes with the position. So any answer? Anyway, I think Honorable President, they are ready to take their oath of office. Go back to the host.
Thank you very much, Engineer Katep, our country registrar. Ladies and gentlemen, especially the conferees, I would like you to make sure that you have the oath of membership with you. If not, if you don't have the copy, just look at the screen and please make sure that you follow after me. Okay, so that we will not have crisscrossing sounds or audios. Okay, so I would like you to raise your right hand. Make sure that because of the background, it should be seen, no? Kasi kukunan ng pictures yan. So we will recite the oath of membership. So let's start with Venus. Venus. I, please mention your name.
I, Catherine Janelle Zita,
Having been admitted to the ASEAN Engineering Register,
having been admitted to the ASEAN Engineering Register,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that in the fulfillment of my professional services,
that in the fulfillment of my professional services,
I shall always hold my responsibility for the welfare, health, and safety of the community
I shall always hold my responsibility for the welfare, health, and safety of the community
before my responsibility to sectional or private interest or to other members.
before my responsibility to sectional or private interests or to other members.
I shall act with honor, integrity, and dignity
I shall act with honor, integrity, and dignity
as to merit the continued trust and confidence of the community
as to merit the continued trust and confidence of the community
and thereby enhance the honor, reputation, and usefulness of my profession.
and thereby enhance the honor, reputation, and usefulness of my profession.
I shall act with honesty, good faith, and equity
I shall act with honesty, good faith, and equity,
and without discrimination towards all in the community.
and without discrimination towards all in the community.
I shall act and perform services only in areas of my competence
I shall act and perform services only in areas of my competence
and in a careful and diligent manner.
and in a careful and diligent manner.
I shall apply my skills and knowledge in the interest of my employer or client
I shall apply my skills and knowledge in the interests of my employer or client,
for whom I shall act as a faithful agent or trustee
for whom I shall act as a faithful agent or trustee,
with integrity and without compromising any other obligation under these tenets.
with integrity and without compromising any other obligation under these tenets.
I shall, where relevant, take reasonable steps to keep myself, my clients, and employers properly and continually informed
I shall, where relevant, take reasonable steps to keep myself, my clients, and employers properly and continually informed
of the social, environmental, economic, and other possible consequences which may arise from my actions.
of the social, environmental, economic, and other possible consequences which may arise from my actions.
I shall express opinions, issue public statements, or give evidence with fairness and honesty
I shall express opinions, issue public statements, or give evidence with fairness and honesty.
And only on the basis of adequate knowledge and facts established through diligent and careful research.
And only on the basis of adequate knowledge and facts established through diligent and careful research.
I shall continue to develop relevant knowledge, skills, and expertise throughout my professional career.
I shall continue to develop relevant knowledge, skills, and expertise throughout my professional career.
And shall actively assist and encourage those with whom I am associated to do the same.
And shall actively assist and encourage those with whom I am associated to do the same.
I shall at all times avoid deceptive acts and not assist in or induce any breach of these tenets.
I shall at all times avoid deceptive acts and not assist in or induce any breach of these tenets.
And the codes of my legal professional affiliations.
And the codes of my legal professional affiliations.
But rather endeavor to support those who seek to uphold them if called upon or put in a position to do so.
But rather endeavor to support those who seek to uphold them if called upon or put in a position to do so.
And that I impose upon myself these obligations voluntarily without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
And that I impose upon myself these obligations voluntarily without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations to all of you. You may now choose to affix the nominal title ASEAN Engineer after your name. If you already have some nominal titles, I hope you put it ahead of the others. So congratulations to you and to your families who have been very, very supportive of your journey towards this professional excellence. Congratulations sa inyong lahat.
Congratulations to our ASEAN, newly conferred ASEAN engineers and associate ASEAN engineers, but not just yet, of course, not just yet. But anyway, thank you so much once again to Engineer Monsada and Engineer Agata for carrying out the oath of membership and the charging of our conferees. And now, may I request our guests to direct your attention to our screen as our conferees experience the symbolic and ceremonial pinning of the PTC pin and the bestowal of the sash. Rightfully, our conferees will also be awarded with the AER certificate and medallion.
Newly conferred Associate ASEAN Engineers are
Engineer Aniver M. Binaoro, ECT, PMP. A certified PMP and registered ECT, specializing in low current system design, operation, and maintenance in industrial, residential, and commercial area. Currently working as an electronics engineer for MEMF Automations, Exact Projects Company, Riyadh Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Has over 15 years vast experience and trainings in the field of design, mobilization, project coordination, troubleshooting of fire alarm system, CCTV system, and security systems. Currently serving as Corporate and Social Responsibility Coordinator for the Institute of Electronics Engineers of the Philippines, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Central Region Chapter, ICEP, KSA, CRC.
Shepherd D. Bonete, ECE, a registered electronics engineer specializing in telecommunication, currently working as a wireless network field services engineer for Smart Communication Incorporated, and are responsible in operation and maintenance of company's network facilities. He has 6 years experience involving network transmission management, fault detection and restoration, equipment installation and decommissioning, site integration and maintenance, project implementation, network upgrade, and facilities testing and improvement. Currently an active member of Institute of Electronics Engineers of the Philippines, Manila chapter.
Engineer Jolimar B. Sahol, ECE, ECT. He has 13 years overseas experience in heavy industrial plants, covering a wide range of application in automation, electrical, and instrumentation engineering such as DCS, PLC, analog and digital electrical electronics control systems, as well as the design, installation, wiring termination, configuration, calibration, commissioning, and fault analysis. Currently an active member of Institute of Electronics Engineer of the Philippines Marine Chapter, he earned his ECT license through the Special Professional Licensure Examination held in UAE on 2017, and later his Electronics Engineering license through the SPLE on 2019, also held in UAE.
Kathleen Janelle P. Zita, ECE. An electronics engineer specializing in telecommunications and project management. Currently working as network manager in Globe Telecom. Has 9 years vast experience in telecommunications focusing on in-building solutions, various outdoor BTS deployment solutions, vendor partners management, procurement, tower companies engagements, mobile engineering solutions, and broadband engineering solutions. A member of Institute of Electronics Engineers of the Philippines and also a member of the Philippine Technological Council, Young Engineers Section.
The newly conferred ASEAN engineers are
Engineer Jonathan B. Aguilar, PECE Saudi Council of Engineer. He has 25 years of extensive engineering experience and training with a substantial involvement in design, project implementation and coordination, commissioning, troubleshooting, installation, scheduling and maintenance. He executes engineering activities, concept front-end, engineering development study, and detailed design, plans, and manage workload and people in a multidiscipline environment, provide sound engineering judgment and decision to various system problems that may be encountered, conduct regular site inspection for security system installed in Saudi customs, particularly the state-of-the-art X-ray machine located in a dry port, seaport, and airport of Saudi customs.
Engineer Stephen P. Caraan, PECE, a professional electronics engineer specializing in networking, telecommunications, and design of electronics auxiliaries. Currently engaged in academe and technical consultants for a number of telecommunications and broadcasting companies. As a consultant, he has been engaging in preparation of the design, engineering and technical plans, BOM, corresponding estimates of capital expenditure and operating expenses of National Broadband Network System, Nationwide Direct-to-Home Broadcasting System, very small aperture terminal, and international cable landing system covering areas in the Philippines designated by the company, encompassing fiber backbone, distribution and access connections, submarine and cable landing systems, and microwave and satellite distribution network access.
Engineer Bernard June R. Gamiao, MECE, PECE, MIE, Australia. A member of Engineers Australia specializing in wireless mobile telecommunications, currently working as a project coordinator for ECM Engineering Private Limited in Sydney, Australia. Responsible for delivering new sites build projects and 5G upgrades for Australian telecommunications company, particularly Optus and TPG Vodafone. An assistant professor for AMA University for 4 years and a senior radio network engineer for Globe Telecoms for 9 years before migrating to Australia. With vast experience and training in the field of design and optimization, build and maintenance, and project management and engineering for mobile wireless telecommunications. He also served as a resource speaker for several ISEP national and regional conferences.
Engineer Joseph Brian S. Guevara, PECE. He has 16-year experience in broadcasting, where he gained professional experience in engineering and performed engineering duties in operation of master control, transmission or presentation, quality control, RF, ingest or multi-format system. He is with the Al Jazeera Media Network, an international news channel based in Doha, Qatar for almost 10 years. Before that, he was with Orbit Showtime Network, a direct satellite provider serving the Middle East and North Africa, where he spent a year in Dubai, UAE, and almost 4 years in Manama, Bahrain. Before working abroad, he's with Solar Entertainment Corporation, a free-to-air and cable channel in the Philippines for almost 2 years.
Engineer Jaime P. Licuanan, PECE, ACPE, an ASEAN Chartered Professional Engineer with more than 15 years combined experience in the global managed IT network industry, engineering consultancy, and the academia. Also, a licensed professional electronics engineer with various industry certifications in IT service management, Cisco, Juniper, SourceFire, CWNP, Meraki, ITIL, and cybersecurity. A seasoned resource seminar speaker and lecturer with a specialization in data and wireless networks, information security, and telecommunications technologies. Currently a Tier 3 network engineer at Intrado Corporation in USA with operational management within the enterprise infrastructure across US, EMEA, and APEC regions.
Engineer Dennis L. Molina, PECE. He has a strong background in building electronics and information and communication technology, particularly in network and cabling infrastructure, building auxiliary systems such as fire detection and alarm system, physical security, public address, access control, and building management system with extensive 14 years experience in supply, testing, commissioning, and installation of information and communication technology equipment. He served as the ISEP National Vice President for Education in 2018 and currently serving as Governor of ISEP Rizal, Metro East Chapter. He is presently working at AWS Distribution Philippines Corporation as Senior Technical Manager under ELV Group Technical Department. Engineer Molina is also part of the academe for the last 21 years and currently an industry lecturer in the College of Engineering at Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Pasig.
Engineer Alicar S. Prado, PECE ACPE, Professional Electronics Engineer and ASEAN Chartered Professional Engineer. Specialized in extra low voltage system, electronic safety and security system, and information and communication technology. His professional career includes engineering, design, planning, cost estimation, value engineering, tendering, site supervision, project management, quality assurance, technical documentation, and consultancy. He works in various positions for 11 years, focusing on structured cabling system, gigabit passive optical network, wireless local area network, IT network infrastructure, data center, PABX telephone system, CCTV and surveillance, CATV and IPTV system, and door access control system.
Engineer Efren Victor N. Tolentino Jr., PECE, ACPE, FACPE, MSICT, a professional ASEAN Chartered Professional Engineer specializing in biomedical engineering in the Philippines and overseas in USA, Switzerland, Malaysia, and China. Has 26 years biomedical engineering experience and 31 years as electronics engineering professor. Currently practicing as a professional electronics engineer for the design, sign and seal of electronic plans and documents, a professor in electronics engineering, and a biomedical engineering practitioner and consultant.
Engineer Ray Xavier L. Tristeza, PECE ACP. A professional electronics engineer specializing in information and communication technology management. Currently working with Bureau of Jail Management and Penology as the Chief ICT Planning Division. He is responsible in the design and development of his agency's information system strategic plan for 2016 to present, which serves as the basis for funding and implementation of its ICT projects that supports the government agenda embodied in the Philippine Development Plan. At present, he is undergoing the scholarship program for Masters in Crisis and Disaster Risk Management from the Philippine Public Safety College, where he academically works on the application of information and communication technology for disaster risk reduction.
Congratulations once again to our newly conferred ASEAN engineers and associate ASEAN engineers. Please accept our warm congratulations on this professional milestone, that is. Mabuhay po kayong lahat. Once again, congratulations. Meanwhile, our salutation and respect is given to two of our conferees who unfortunately passed on prior to the scheduled ceremony. At this moment, we would like to posthumously recognize Engineer Anthony C. Galion for his conferral as an ASEAN engineer. Engineer Anthony Galion was born on September 19, 1969. He graduated from Don Mariano, which is currently called University of Southern Philippine Science and Technology, major in electronics. He got married to Deborah Grace Makalaging in 1992 and had 3 children together. After finishing college, he was employed as an engineer at Bayan Telecommunications and worked for nearly 14 years. Later on, he would work at Mustang HDP for almost 15 years and obtain the title Senior Project Engineer. Other than his professional career, he was a renowned preacher of his faith, always showing time to express his beliefs to others and well-versed in his knowledge of the Bible. Right now, we are joined by the family of Engineer Galion, the wife, Miss Deborah Grace Galion, and two daughters, Christine Grace and Antoinette Grace, and of course, his son, Jared Grant Galion. Engineer Galion will also be recognized, and we are honored by the presence of ISEP KSA ERC, the 2020 Governor, Engineer Melvin D. Landicho. The same recognition is posthumously given to Engineer Ronald M. Isguera, ASEAN engineer. Engineer Isguera graduated with bachelor's degree in Electronics and Communications Engineering from the University of the East in the Philippines. He was among the top 10 of a graduating class and was part of the UE Honor Society. In 1997, he passed and ranked 7th place in the ECE Professional Licensure exam. He had an impressive personal life and professional life as well. He showed his exemplary commitment to promote the profession and to showcase Filipino talents and skills. He also helped many of his colleagues and other OFWs to secure employment in UAE. He had more than 23 years of professional service and contribution in the telecommunications field with his remarkable proficiencies on telecom projects, data center projects, mobile, fixed, and broadband networks, and IP network switching, routing, and security, being a Cisco certified internetwork professional and Juniper certified internet specialist. It was 2010 when he joined ISEP UAE and became active thereafter. In 2015, he was one of the speakers in ISEP International Convention in Doha, Qatar. By 2016, he was elected as chapter governor, leading the organization on its several successful activities, like heading the delegation to the 3rd ISEP International Convention in Manama, Bahrain in 2016, among others. He was awarded the 2017 ISEP Most Outstanding Electronics Engineer, 2017 ISEP UAE Chapter Governor Service Award for his leadership and commitment, 2018 ISEP UAE Excellent Service Award for his accomplishments that led to 10 successful years of the chapter, and Certificate of Appreciation from the Philippine Embassy and the Bayanihan Council for his support and active involvement during the 118th Philippine Independence Day celebration. Engineer Isguera was an embodiment of an exceptional ASEAN engineer. It's a display of balance between professional excellence and humanitarian ideology. He will be remembered and will continue to inspire the Filipino professionals and aspiring telecom engineers. Right now, we are honored by the presence of ISEP UAE Governor, Engineer Rinan Gotis, to accept this recognition. We commemorate the enduring commitment of Engineer Galion and Engineer Isguera to the ECE profession, marked with sincerity and dedication. To the family, friends, and colleagues of Engineer Galion and Engineer Isguera, please accept our sincerest condolences and the AER recognition that are rightfully theirs. Maraming salamat po. So at this point in time, let us now listen to our newly conferred ASEAN engineers and associate ASEAN engineers as they give us their personal message of acceptance. To represent the associate ASEAN engineers, let us give a virtual welcome to Engineer Kathleen Janelle P. Zita as she gives us her message.
Thank you, Governor Tanya. To our respected VIPs, whom I look up to as our institutional leaders, distinguished guests, fellow conferees, our families, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great honor to be here today and be given an opportunity to deliver an acknowledgement message on behalf of my fellow associate ASEAN engineers. We are certainly grateful for the leadership of the people behind the ASEAN Federation of Engineering Organizations, Philippine Technological Council, Institute of Electronics Engineers of the Philippines Incorporated, and other professional affiliations being represented in today's event. Our drive and foundation are anchored on the core objectives of ASEAN Engineering Register, which gives us an opportunity to attain bigger market, build strategic alliances with our fellow professionals, grow our expertise, and expand our influence to young engineers as well. But amongst these core benefits, for me, having an avenue to create bigger impact to the industry, communities, and to other people is of prime value. If I may quote John Adams, one of the former presidents of the United States, he said that if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you are a leader. And so for me, growing professionally is one of the manifestation of becoming a leader of influence. And that is one thing that I personally would want to pursue, leveraging on the engagements and partnerships that we have in our professional organizations, such as this. I also appreciate the passion of our leaders and admire the vision of each and everyone here. Hence, I look forward to continually being your contributor and catalyst in promoting and fulfilling the advocacies and purpose of our organization. Once again, my name is Kathleen Janelle Zita, and on behalf of the newly conferred AAEs, thank you and mabuhay.
Thank you so much, Engineer Zita. Another representative for the Associate ASEAN Engineers. Let us give a virtual welcome to Engineer Aniver M. Binaoro.
Hi, and good afternoon po dito sa Saudi Arabia. Good evening po dyan sa Philippines. I am so thankful, proud, and gladly honored to receive this recognition from Philippine Technological Council, because I know this award is intended to recognize globally as an part of this engineering in a Southeast Asian region who made outstanding contribution to the engineering professions. First of all, I would like to thank to God, and I believe His promises in John 14:13 and 14. You may ask by my name, and I may do it to glorify the Father in heaven. And hindi po ito mangyayari kung wala pong tayong tiwala sa ating Panginoon. And then thank you so much po sa ICPS ECRC family. Kung hindi po dahil sa inyo, I would like to express it in my own words, in my own dialect. Daghang salamat sa inyong tanan, and utang dako kayo ni utang kapubuton. Hindi po ako maging ganito kung hindi dahil po sa inyo sa ICP KSA CRC, and maraming salamat po sa tiwala po sa ICP National. Maraming hindi ko po ma-express kasi yung dito kumbaga isa po ako sa product po ng ICP KSA CRC na I started only in the electronics technology, then na-reach ko po itong goal na ito. So maraming salamat din po to my family and to my wife sa continuous na support. Maraming salamat po, and sa mga managers ko po na they are always there to support me even though they are not watching here. Then I especially mention to Engineer Team D, sir, maraming salamat din po sa tiwala. Sir Laid, thank you so much din po. So once again, thank you so much, and congratulations po sa ating lahat. So with that, thank you for this commendation, and thank to ICEP, KSECRC, and ICEP family, PTC, and maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Congratulations po.
Thank you so much, Engineer Aniver Binaoro, our new AAE, for the heartfelt message. Maraming salamat, sir. Daghang salamat and congratulations to you and to the rest of our new AAEs. Now to represent our ASEAN engineers, let us now welcome Engineer Joseph Ryan S. Guevara for his message.
Allow me to warmly welcome PTC, Engineer Romulo Agatep, Engineer Federico Bonsada, my ISEP family, local and foreign chapter, Dr. Michelle Lawas, Engineer Adonis Talabo, and Engineer Kensley Menese. Polo Labor Attaché in Qatar, Honorable Adam Musa, and all the participants of Conferred ASEAN who are here today and their family. Good afternoon. With a feeling of gratitude to our Almighty Lord, I will always be grateful for His never-ending grace, mercy, and provision. Although we have many struggles due to unexpected circumstances, I was able to achieve this because of the people who pushed and guided me all throughout, especially my family. To my ISEP family here in Qatar, ISEP National, PTC, I sincerely thank you for all the help and support you have given me. At first, I never expected that I will be achieved what I have now. Way back in 2015, I was attending ICC in Bahrain. At first, I was there just to visit Bahrain because I worked there for 4 years and attended seminars. However, all of a sudden, there was an interview happening, and I got curious. After the ICC, when the result finally came out, my fellow participants who were interviewed was passed. When they knew that I'm going for vacation in the Philippines, I was asked to process the requirements in PRC, and some in ISEP National, and some in PTC at UP Diliman. Minsan nagagalit na ang asawa ko kasi mas marami pa akong labas kaysa sa kanila. Pero sabi ko na lang, huwag kang mag-alala, baka balang araw yung documents ko naman ang asikasuhin ko. Then I keep on wondering if they can do it, why can't I? Nevertheless, I also question myself, do I need this? What would I? Yet, I'm okay with what I have now. I have stable job and good salary in my current job. But with my ISEP family in Qatar, push me to upgrade. Palaging sinasabi, kaya yan, fire. And the rest was history. Kaya ngayon, nagsasalita po ako sa harap ninyo. Why do we need to upgrade? First, bigger market for expertise. Second, better employment prospects. Third, greater avenue for sharing of knowledge and expertise. Fourth, increased related business potential. Fifth, wider networking and strategic alliances. And lastly, more potential for research and development. So for those who wish to upgrade, don't ever lose hope. Be determined. Don't be afraid. You only fail when you stop trying. So keep on trying and you will succeed. Lastly, STD, which means sikap, tiyaga, dasal. Sikap, talino, diskarte. Thank you so much and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Engineer Joseph Ryan S. Guevara, and congratulations po, sir. Yes, STD, sipag, tiyaga, at dasal. I agree. I definitely agree. Okay, and to represent again the ASEAN engineers in our group for the final message, let us welcome Engineer Dennis L. Molina.
Allow me to read my acceptance message to the event chair, Engineer Adonis Talabo, to our very dynamic president of ISEP, Dr. Michelle D. Lawas, to my fellow conferees, organizers, and guests, of course, to the people behind this award, the PTC officers and staffs, most especially to Engineer Federico Monsada, the president of the Philippine Technological Council, and the former ISEP president and one of the legends of our organization, Engineer Romulo R. Agatep, the current country registrar of the Philippine Technological Council. A pleasant good afternoon to all of you. I am extremely honored to receive this recognition from the Philippine Technological Council because I know this award is intended to recognize internationally as an electronics engineer in the Southeast Asian region who have made outstanding contributions to the engineering profession. My journey in my field never been alone, and there were supporters all along and helped me to a greater extent to reach this advanced level in my profession. That is why this is my time to thank all of them. First of all, to God, thank you for your grace and strength to help me in my career progression. To my family, especially my nanay in Israel, for the guidance and moral support. To my selected students at Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Pasig, who helped me to compile and complete my documents. To Miss Lorraine, my co-employee, my grammarian. And last but not the least, to my employer, AWS Distribution Philippines, for giving me a greater skills and experiences in my field of specialization, especially thanks to my bosses, Erwin, Sir Peter, and Ma'am Lalaine, for adjusting my monthly salary because of this international recognition. Thank you po, ma'am. Thank you po, boss. Finally, being part now in the AER community is something that I need to be proud of and appreciate things that I will learn possibly from my fellow ASEAN engineers in the country. I know that AER is an avenue for engineers to acquire a better jobs or a potential business, as well as widen our network and connections, not only here in the Philippines, but also to the 11 countries in the ASEAN region. Our company, AWS Distribution, is present across this region. We have offices in Singapore, Cambodia, Myanmar, Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, and Vietnam. This is a great opportunity for me to expand my horizons in my field of specialization, particularly in building construction, information, and communication technology. So with that, again, thank you for this commendation, Philippine Technological Council, and thank you, our organization, ISEP, and my deepest gratitude to the persons, people behind this commendation. Again, maraming salamat po. Congrats po sa ating lahat, conferees.
Thank you so much as well, Engineer Governor Dennis L. Molina. Ayan. Thank you once again to Engineer Zita, Engineer Binaoro, Engineer Guevara, and Engineer Molina for representing the ASEAN engineers and associate ASEAN engineers today, and of course for sharing with us your journey and your foresight as you broaden your horizons and explore new frontiers in your professional advancement. Congratulations once again to all of you, all the 13 conferees, and of course, we have 2 other who unfortunately passed on. Congratulations still to the families who are here as well. Ayan po. Let's give a virtual applause to everyone for a job well done. All right. Okay. So, well, as they say, we have our all journey has actually an end, and we have come at the conclusion of our conferment ceremony. And as I mentioned earlier, every journey truly has its end. So to formally close our conferment ceremony, our host chapters, the governors in charge of facilitating and organizing this conferment ceremony, are given the privilege of closing today's event. Let us hear from the governor of ISEP Singapore, Engineer Arnie C. Gonzalez. Sir?
Yep. Thank you, Ma'am Tanya. Okay. To all our esteemed guests, celebrities, and big names in the profession, and to all of the conferees, good evening, everyone. On behalf of ISEP Singapore, and as well as in behalf of Governor Paulo Laguna, we would like to take this opportunity to first thanks PTC for inviting us again on this ceremony, as well as to ISEP National for entrusting us to be a part of this hosting committee. So it is indeed a great privilege and opportunity to support and serve our fellow engineers. As part of the closing remarks, let me share 3 remarkable motivations that I myself live by. So for the first one, ang sabi ay every accomplishment starts with the decision to try. So again, congratulations to all on this achievement. but all the more on making the decision to try and accomplish this AER journey. Number 2, learn as if you are to live forever. So let us continue learning and continue upgrading our technical and domain knowledges for our profession, not only for ourselves and our family, but also for the greater good of the public, as well as the betterment of our country. And finally, Hebrews chapter 12, verse 11 says, "No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have trained by it." So dedication, effort, commitment, and discipline on yourselves puts you to where you are now. I myself is actually in the middle of consolidating all of my requirements for this AER application. So it really takes discipline to do it, especially the 2,000 minimum words essay requirement. So kudos to everyone. And finally, so in behalf of ISEP Singapore chapter, together with its officers and membership, maraming salamat po and congratulations to all conferees. Kami naman ang susunod. So God bless and always be a blessing to others. Thank you. Back to you po, Ma'am Gov Tanya.
Thank you so much. That was the youthful Governor of ISEP Singapore, Engineer Arnie C. Gonzalez. Maraming salamat po, Gov. Ayan. Okay. Now, before I turn you over to our final speaker for today, let me just remind everybody that we are going to have a virtual photo opportunity after our final speaker. Okay, so please stay for a while, and to our conferees, please gather your family members, because we want them as well in the virtual photo op later on. Okay, so anyway, to officially close our conferment ceremony, may I now call on the ISEP Qatar Governor, Engineer Kensley Armon F. Manese. Gov.
Thank you, Gov Tanya. So, to our VIPs from PTC, ISEP National officers and honored guests, ISEP chapter officers and members, a pleasant evening and afternoon to all, wherever part of the world you are. And I hope everyone is safe and well. First, I would like to congratulate all newly conferred ASEAN engineers and associate ASEAN engineers. Like what Engineer Romy Agatef have said, even from our 2018 conferment in Singapore. So which was I was conferred as an AAE back then. How ironic na yung partner host chapter rin namin ngayon is Singapore. A part of Engineer RRA speech then was, you should remember being in the ASEAN registry. It's not just an additional page in your CV. It is an obligation and responsibility. It is our duty to practice our profession according to our code of conduct and code of our association. It holds our duty with fidelity to the public, to your employer, and clients, with fairness and impartiality. This is a very important note as we strive to continue in upgrading ourselves to be globally competitive electronics engineers. So with that, thank you ISEP National and PTC for giving us the opportunity to host this momentous event together with our lovely MC, Engineer Tanya from Soxargen, and partner host chapter ISEP Singapore, Gov Arnie and Gov Pao, and the team. And of course, ISEP technical team, it's our honor and privilege. Again, on behalf of ISEP Qatar Chapter, Board of Trustees, officers, and members, mabuhay ang PTC, mabuhay ang ISEP, mabuhay ang mga inhinyerong Pilipino. Congratulations, God bless, and keep safe everyone.
Thank you so much, Engineer Governor Kensley F. Manese. And that wraps up the ASEAN Engineering Registry Conferment Ceremony. Of course, we would like to thank again the host chapters, ISEP Qatar and ISEP Singapore, for your tireless effort and hard work in order to materialize this ceremony. We would also like to especially mention the prologue voiceovers. Engineer Leia S. Lawan, Engineer Rani Ubaldo, and Engineer Archie Q. Dolit for the assistance earlier with the ceremonial pinning of the pin, sash, the certificate, and of course, the medallion. Also, we would like to thank the presence of the PTC and ISAP officials, our invited guests, the conferees, their family, friends, and colleagues as well. Congratulations once again to our newly conferred ASEAN and Associate ASEAN engineers. Kudos to all of you. God bless on your professional advancement and your professional journey. Maraming salamat po for joining us this afternoon, and we hope to see you again soon. This has been your host. My name is Tanya. Be safe and enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, virtual photo opportunity na. May I request, let us request our conferees first. Our first our attendees po pala. Okay. May I request the technical team to unspotlight me so that we can see everything in gallery view? All right. May we request everybody to please turn on your videos so that we can have our picture taking. Govkens, may I know who will take the picture?
Yeah, there will be two from our technical team. And I'll be doing it as well, just to be sure. Okay. Waiting for the others to turn on their videos.
Okay.
Meron pa po ba? Okay, so I'll count 1 to 3. Show us your big smile. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay. Engineer Troy, nakakakuha po ng screenshot.
Sige po, sir. Sige po, sir.
Okay, another one.
Govkens, there are two pages po. 2 pages.
Sa akin, naka-full naman siya sa akin. All 49.
Okay.
Less than
Sige
that.
po.
Okay, another one. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay.
Okay na po, Gov?
Yes, yes.
All right. Okay. And next po na na group for the photo op, may we request our VIPs and the conferees only. The rest po, we can turn off our videos. Let us give the floor to our VIPs and conferees po. The 13 of them and our VIPs. People from PTC and from ISAP. Yun po.
Okay. Ayan. Okay, ready. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay. Another one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, got it.
All right, thank you. And finally, let's have, stay put lang po yung mga VIPs natin and conferees, where we are going to ask the family or the representatives or the invited people that are close to our conferees. We are gonna do it one by one po, okay? So let's start with colleagues, family, friends of Engineer Binaoro. Sir? Please ask, Sir Aniver, kindly ask your invited guest to join in.
Nasa church po sila, ma'am.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Not a problem, sir. Okay. All right. Let's ask Engineer Glefford Bonete. Sir?
Sorry, Govtan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay lang si Engineer Binaoro then with the other with the other VIP. So isa-isa per conferee
Isa-isa
tayo.
na lang.
Pa-turn
Okay.
off muna yung ibang conferee. We'll just call them. Pero yung mga VIP natin on lang yung cam.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So once again, we are asking everybody to please turn off your videos except for our VIPs. Ayan. Okay. So let's have again Engineer Binaoro. Sir, just you and our VIPs po.
Sir Jaime. Okay, thank you. Ayan, there we go. Okay, ready po. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay, got it.
All right. Now let's move to Engineer Glefford Bonete. Okay. Sir Aniver, you can turn off your video na po, and let's move to Sir Glefford. Sir, if you have your family with you or invited friends, colleagues, ask them to join the video, the picture taking, I mean.
Okay, there you go.
Gob, si Sir Jonathan Aguilar pa, ano rin po ng...
Later,
Paturn off lang
sir.
po muna, sir, sandali.
Okay.
Hindi, nakabukas po
Okay.
yung camera ni
Si Sir
Sir
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
John, okay.
Thank you po, sir.
Okay, there you go. Okay. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay na po. Engineer Boneta, thank you.
Okay. Our next conferee is Engineer Jolimar Sahol. Sir, please turn on your video and invite your invited people to join the photo op.
Wala pa si Sir. Govtans.
Okay, we are gonna circle back to Engineer Sahol later on. Let's ask Ma'am Zita, Engineer Kathleen Zita. Ma'am, please turn on your camera and ask your family, friends, and others to join.
Yeah, nasa YouTube sila. So for this photo of ako lang with our VIPs.
Okay.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, got it.
Thank you. Okay, next is Engineer Jonathan Aguilar and family, friends, and colleagues. Sir John?
Negative, ma'am. Wala.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay na lang po. Turn on your camera po with the VIPs.
Okay. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, got it.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, thank you, Engineer Aguilar. Let's have Engineer Steven Karaan. Sir Steve, please turn on your camera.
Ayan, okay na. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, smile. Got it.
Okay, and then let's ask Engineer Bernard Gamyao. Sir, please turn on your camera, please.
Yun. Yun.
Ay, ayan, I like it. Ang ganda ng,
Okay,
ang
ready?
ganda. I love
1, 2,
it.
3, smile. Got it.
May hakot si Sir Bernard. Galing.
Oo nga, ang ganda. Okay, let's have Engineer Joseph Ryan Guevara. Sir Ray, camera niyo po. Ayan.
Okay. Walang invited, Brad? Okay, sige. Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay na.
Ayan, okay. And then let's have Engineer Jaime Licuanan.
Tanya, siguro balikan natin si Sir Jaime.
Okay. Sige po. Okay, let's have Sir Dennis, Engineer
Ayun
Dennis.
Ayun na pala si Sir Jaime.
Ayun.
Ay, okay. Sige. Balik tayo kay Sir Jaime. Ay, may hakot si Sir.
Ayun.
Ayan. Taas pa.
Taas pa, sir. Ayan.
Taas pa yung bata. Ayan.
Yes.
Yun.
Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, smile. Okay.
Ang galing.
Galing. Okay. Okay, so let's proceed with Engineer Dennis Molina.
Kaya pala natagalan, naghatak pa si Sir.
Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay na po.
Okay na kay Sir Dennis?
Yep.
Okay. All right, let's go to Engineer Alicar Prado.
Ayun. Ayos.
I love it.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Ulit, sir. Medyo nakalutang yung barong. Lapit kayo ng konti, sir. Nawawala yung barong. Yan. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Now let's have Engineer Efren Victor Tolentino. Sir?
Yun.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay na po.
Okay, and let's have Engineer Ray Tristeza. Nandiyan ba siya?
Ray.
Nandiyan si Sir. Ayan, nandiyan si Sir Ray. Oh,
Yun.
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 Ganda.
Sir,
Love
lapit
it.
lang po sa ano, Pam.
Yan,
Yan.
lapit.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay.
Okay, and balikan natin si ano po, Engineer Jolimar Sahol.
Wala pa si Sir.
Gov, nandito po si Sir Sahol.
Wala.
Nandito pa po si Sir Jolimar pero hindi nakabukas yung camera. Sige, bilangan natin si Sir Jolimar.
Nag-request ako to start video. Hindi niya.
Okay.
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 Sino pa? Go, Tans, go.
Ano po, yung family po ni Engineer Galion, if nandito pa po.
Yes. Yes, please.
Nandito pa po sila.
Pa-turn on ng cam.
Nandito pa po.
Ayan, okay.
Nasaan sila?
Nandito ba sila?
Wait.
Parang wala na. Si Engineer Esguerra.
Wala na. Pero si
Family ni
Engineer Esguerra,
family po.
Okay. Sige, nandito ba?
Opo,
Sige po.
pa-turn on na lang.
Okay. Dun, okay.
Sama na rin si Sir Rinan. Nandito pa ba
Lumabas na
si
si Sir Rinan.
Wala na.
Malas na si Gov. Okay. Sige po, yung ano po, for Engineer Ronald Esguerra.
Hindi pa nag-on ng cam. Hindi ina-accept. Hindi ina-accept ko.
Okay. Sige, countdown
Next na
natin
lang.
si Sir Jolimar. Sir Jolimar, bigyan namin kayo ng 5 ha. 5, 4. Hindi
Baka
nagpaparamdam.
may work na.
Baka nasa work. Sige,
Opo.
next na lang. Meron pa ba, Gov Dance?
Okay. We're actually good na po. Ayan.
Okay.
Baka yung gusto niyo yung host chapters.
Sige, tech team. Pakita kayo, tech team. Qatar tapos Singapore. Para may remembrance tayo. Ayun.
Sabay na.
Sabay na.
Oo.
Sabay na tayo. Pa-on po yung mga camera.
Yung PTC, nasaan?
Pati PTC, yes. Sinamang Bell, Pampi.
Venus, Bell.
Sir Ken, si Ma'am Venus may video na.
Biglang meron ngayon. Ma'am V, nasan ka?
Wala.
Yun, no?
Si Ma'am V, namimili ng event yan eh.
Si Ma'am Bell. Nandito si Ma'am Bell. Wala na. Okay, ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay, check ko lang. Okay, all good.
Ayun na yun?
Isa pa, sige. Isa pa.
Walang waki.
Nasanay kami sa yung dalawang take.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Smile. Ayan, dalawang take.
Okay. Ayan, okay na.
Okay, TikTok.
Congratulations.
Thank you po.
Nagre-request pa si
Ayan.
Sir Romy.
Nandiyan is Guerra
Ayan na,
family.
yun sila.
Nandiyan is Guerra
Okay,
family.
off tayo.
Off muna.
Off tayo.
Ayan pala. Lapit. Ayan. Okay.
Yan.
Ready?
Yan. Isa pa.
Sige. Ready? 1, 2. Tingin po sa camera. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay. Got it. Kuha.
Okay.
Ayan, okay na.
Congrats.
So wala na tayong nakalimutan. Ayan,
Baka may hahabol pa.
Meron, oo nga, si Sir Sahul. Wala na talaga. Going na.
Galyon family, wala na yung Galyon family.
Oo,
Hello,
nag-out
Isgara
na sila.
family. Oo, wala na sila. Ayan, okay. So thank you once again to all of our invited guests and the PTC and ISEP officials, and of course, the working team behind this conferment ceremony. We will see you again soon. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you,
everyone, and
thank you.
congratulations, ISEP.
Thank you,
Let's
thank you.
Congrats
Good,
to the
Roy.
working group.
Thank you, Sir Roy.
Sir Romy, Sir Fred.
Sir Romy, Sir
Salamat
Fred.
sa inyo.
Nice one.
Okay, see you on the next
Thank you
conferment.
so much.
Next conferment ulit.
Thank you.
Next conferment.
Opo.
Thank you po.
Sige. Ano sa Romy
Okay.
next week?
Sir,
Sakto
ayaw
may
ko
recording.
mag-cover ng
Hindi, pahinga.
virtual. Sir Romy,
Yes.
Sir Romy,
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
ayaw ko talaga magpa-confer ng virtual.
Ako din.
Okay. Face to face tayo, face to face.
Dapat
Eh, si Madam
punta kami sa
Cambodia.
isang bansa, sir.
Cambodia,
Yeah.
Cambodia yung target ko.
Yeah.
Next
Okay,
year,
good.
sir. Next year yan,
Next
ma'am.
year. Next year,
Cambodia?
Cambodia.
Okay, sir.
Hopefully,
We'll see you
malift
next year.
Ma-lift up yung whatever restriction siguro so we can proceed to our
Siguro by next year, pwede ng face to face lahat.
Oo. Uy, ngayon pa si Bel. So,
Yeah, let's
paiwan
go
mo na
to-
yung mga yung taga Qatar at saka yung taga Singapore. Sir Fred, thank you so much, sir, for collaborating
Okay,
with us.
yeah, maraming salamat. Maraming salamat.
Yes.
Maraming salamat sa lahat.
Yes, and
Bob
hopefully,
Tanya, thank you for
sir, ha? Hopefully,
Michelle, thank you. Bob Tanya, thank you.
Yes,
And
yes,
everybody.
welcome.
Okay, see you all. See you on the next
you all.
conferment.
See you.
Bye. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye,
Keep
bye-bye
safe.
po lahat.
Keep safe.
Narinig sa, narinig sa
Yes.
Europe yung conferment nyo.
Oo nga.
Wow.
Kasi kanina may ka-meeting ako na Europe eh. So nakalimutan kong i-mute ng konti habang nagsalita ako doon sa kanila.
Talaga.
Kaya narinig yung conferment, I think nung nagpi-present ng ng isa sa mga ASEAN engineers. So pasensya kayo doon at nakaharap ako minsan doon sa isang screen kasi we are working on some European